computer. And so welcome to Be Your Brilliance for January 2020. Ooh, 2020. That's still so weird to me. I'm like, 2020? Really? Okay. So, yeah, I'm getting over it slowly. Who's got a question or a topic or something they want to play with or something cool?
I do.
I do. Cool. What do you got?
Oh, we've been talking about bodies and, in the Facebook group. And I, this week, have developed something so bizarre. It's like, I can't get enough to eat. And it's like, I've cleared around this and I'm miserable. And it's like, okay, is this me? Something else? And I can't seem to get to the root of it.
So is that something that you've had before or
no?
It's new.
It's, well, maybe years ago when I was in relationship with a husband.
Yeah.
But this is, I mean, it's been years and years and years. And it's like, what in the hell is this?
So did you recently change your diet? Are you on any medications? What changes have you made recently?
I went to visit my daughters for 2 weeks.
Yeah. Okay. That shouldn't theoretically do. Like, did you change your diet in any way? Are you eliminating something? Are you adding something?
No.
Did you stop taking amino acids? Did you?
Did I stop? Yeah, I stopped taking amino acids.
Okay. Like, how long ago did you stop?
It kind of got disrupted while I was in Seattle.
Yeah.
But I mean, I other than diet, I haven't noticed a change emotionally. As a matter of fact, I feel better emotionally.
Cool.
I'm sleeping well. I'm functioning well, except for this stupid diet thing. And it's like, you have got to stop eating. I've put on 15
Okay, so it's not a diet thing, by the way. That reads something different to the body, like that red is heavy. So what is this? Can't get enough to eat and receive?
Receive.
Ooh, there's information there. Wow. And what can we do with this and receive?
Receive.
And how can we change this to your local advantage and receive?
And receive.
Wow. You feel all downloading there?
I don't.
Oh,
that's the thing that has
very
changed.
Interesting. Okay. So body's looking at what is all the unknowable, unspeakable, unseeable, untouchable, undetectable, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation cloaking, Wernicke's man, booby traps, covert, unseen, unacknowledged, undisclosed energy frequencies. Wow. And can we put all that in the pile?
Yes, I choose that.
Everything down below, back behind, up above, way up front, left, right, inside, outside, everything remaining. And body, planet, let that go. Not you, not yours, not you, not yours, never was yours, never was yours. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. And can we shrink all that down to less than nothing?
Yes, I choose that.
Yeah, I choose that. Boo! Vaporize. So then so Truth, do you have entities in and around your body?
Maybe.
Or so how much do you have entities? How much is it something else?
Something else reads better.
Yeah, there's interference in there. As well, there's something weird going on here, so I'm going to assume there's something else going on. Because you can have another being that died of starvation or something.
Right.
As long as they're around you, you're hungry forever. So I won't go into the story. So to all the entities in around this body or anyone else on the call, Truth, who are you? Who were you before that? Who were you before that? Who are you in all your existences before that? Who will you be in the future? Who will you be in all of your futures after that? Truth, what was your job and your job before that and your job before that and all your jobs before that? What will your job be in the future? What will all of your jobs be in all of your futures? Portals close, shut, portals close, shut, portals close, shut. Grab all your baggage, magnetic imprinting, head off to your next experience. Go now. Vaporize, no. Do you feel a shifting there?
This could be story, but It almost feels like one of the first occupants of this original body.
So how much is it a first occupant of the body? How much is it a similar energy, or has a familiarity with the earlier occupant? How much is it related to something with your kids?
Get out.
Get out. Whatever it is.
Just right to the point. Get the fuck out.
Get out, whatever it is.
Yeah, so what is everything that you agree, what is everything that was the benefit or value of engaging these energies?
Ugh.
Oh, there's energy there. What is everything that was not the benefit or value of engaging it? Oh, wow. What is everything you agreed you would do for them? What is everything they agreed they would do for you? Wow. And can we destroy and create all that?
Yes, I choose that.
Yeah, I choose that. Resend, revoke, you can't reclaim, vaporize, null void, null void, null void, null void, null void. And out. Banish, out. Out. Vaporize, out. Leave now. Wow. There's something leaving there. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's interesting because it's like the liver, gallbladder, upper part of the, where the colon twists on the right and goes transverse, is where I just have this constant pain. And it's like, it's because there's 40,000 pounds of food sitting in there trying to digest.
Okay.
But there's also an attach. That's almost where it feels like it attaches.
Okay. So Truth, how much is this whole issue an energetic issue? How much is this whole issue a physical body issue? What do you get?
Energetic feels more resonant, but there is some body issue as well.
Body issue feels totally heavy to me.
Does it? Okay.
Yeah, it feels like a completely energetic thing.
Okay.
So what are all the entities, demonics, creatures? Entities, demonics, creatures, coalition aliens, reptilians, parasitics, beings, doings, gods, angels, light beings, archons, others, pre-tag, pre-encapsulate, freeze, top-down, trace, scan, ideal, and all their networks, hive, civilizations, universes, and all their customers, clients, shareholders, stockholders, boards, directors. Wow! Freeze, top-down, pre-tag, pre-encapsulate, all. And yeah, there's so much information here, my brain won't grab the next part. What is everything that you agreed you would do for all of them and they agreed they would do for you? What is everything the planet agreed it would do for them and they agreed they would do for the planet?
Ugh.
Was the benefit or value of engaging them not the benefit or value? Can we just try and create all that?
Yes, I choose that.
I choose that. Resend, you can't reclaim, vaporize, null void, null void, null void. And where were we when all these energies were created, assembled, modified, gilded, sourced at their inception, at their insertion, creation, copy, clone, freeze, top down, all, freeze, top, pre-tag, print caps it all, freeze, top down, trace, scan it all. Wow. And can we banish all these energies?
Yes, I choose that.
Yeah, I choose that. And out. Banish, out, banish, out. Resend, revoke, recant, reclaim, renounce, denounce, just trying to create, make, null, void, out, banish, out, banish, out, banish, banish. Wow. Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, just out.
Let me look. Oh, that's just a little big. Let me shrink that down. I'm going to share. Doop. Boop. Make you big again. And so, Truth, how much you contracted or small? How much you have entities, aliens, gods? That's clearer now. How much you in others universes? Synthetic realities universes? A little bit. Entities that are not your, or identities that are not yours?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Implanted mind, feeling body sensations?
Yes.
Not present or aligned in body? Okay, so I get two strong reads, and one is the identities and the other is not present or aligned.
Okay.
So what are all the distant identities and data streams body is referencing here?
Wow.
Whoa. Okay. And can we just banish all those?
Yes, I choose that.
Yep. And out. Banishing, expand. Out. Banishing. And body, let those go. Not you, not yours. Never was yours. Never was yours. Let them go. Let it go. Let it go.
Never
Not
was.
you, not
Never
yours.
will
Not
be.
you, not you, not yours. Let it go. Let it go. Wow. Wow. And truth body, what are allow yourself to perceive all your authentic local identities and data streams?
Mm.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
And so body and being. So truth, how much are you head up? Facing forward? One of you is.
Twisted sideways. Twisted sideways.
Yeah. Centered? No. Aligned? No. So what awareness, energy, frequency can your body be to be 1000% head up, facing forward, centered, and functionally aligned with that physical body to your authentic local advantage here now, and allow yourself to receive.
And receive.
A little bit of receiving. What is everything interfering with body and being to be out of balance, out of center, or out of alignment?
Perceive.
Wow. Okay. All in the pile?
On the pile.
Wow. And everything interfering from down below, back behind, up above, way out front, left, right, inside, outside, everything remaining. And body, planet, let that go. Not you, not yours, not you, not yours. Never was yours. So let it go, let it go, let it go. Let it go, let it go, let it go.
Never was yours, never will be yours.
There you go. Yep. 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 There you go. And can we shrink all that down to less than nothing?
Yes, I choose
Yeah,
that.
I choose that. Boo! Vaporize. Vaporize, combine, null void, and banish, banish. And I don't know. Can you see a screen from where you're at?
Yes.
Can you read the last I command? Out loud so we can all hear it. That one there.
I'm sorry, I'm muted. I command that body and being be self-centered, self-referenced, and self-aligned in this authentic, symbiotic, biological body, all on the same contributive reality planes, all to my local, authentic local advantage here and now.
Right.
Command
there we go. There we
body
go.
and being be self-centered, self-referenced, and self-aligned in this authentic, symbiotic, biological, physical body, all on the same contributive reality planes, all to my local, authentic advantage here and now. Receive. I command that body and being be self-centered.
That's yeah. What I do is I'll do that, and then I'll jump up. I'll do all of them 3 times.
Okay.
That probably isn't really clear, is it? Keep repeating. Oh, no, I do say all 3 parts. Keep repeating all 3 parts. So that basically is this one, then this. So I'll do all 3 of these until I feel, and usually I have to do them twice, sometimes 3 times, usually only twice. So do the first one.
Oh, what awareness, energy, and frequency can body and being be to be 1000% head up, face forward, centered, and functionally aligned in this physical body to my authentic local advantage here and now, and receive.
Yeah. Now there's a receiving of that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And what is everything interfering with body and being to be out of balance, out of center, and out of alignment? Perceive.
Wow.
Whoa, I choose to destroy and uncreate all of that.
Yep.
On the pile. Clear, transform, flash, burn, purify, and sterilize out of existence so y'all never existed ever. And now I command that body and being be self-centered, self-referenced, and self-aligned in this authentic, symbiotic, physical body. All on the same contributive reality planes, all to my authentic local advantage here and now. And receive. Oh yeah, much better.
Yeah. Do you feel a difference?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And like we feel you now. Like there's when you first came on, it was this kind of soft, little gentle, and now it's like, I'm here.
Yeah.
Welcome back. Good to have you back, Michelle.
Thank you. Good to be back.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd be willing to bet that changes something with the food thing. If it doesn't, look for something to banish. It feels like it's going to change it. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I really appreciate this.
Oh,
Thank
yeah,
you so
no
much.
problem.
And thanks
No problem.
everybody for being patient.
Oh, no. Everybody gains from that. It's not a patient thing. Everybody learns. So it's really helpful. It's funny. This week, 3 times I had to do that. And all the friends I have, even one who is not conscious yet, I had to teach him how to do that because he was out of alignment with his body. I'm like, well, how am I going to do this? And I was like, well, screw it. I'm just going to teach him I took a screenshot and I sent him that and I said, let's talk. And I had him read it and it worked. I'm like, woohoo, sweet. Okay. So, I don't know what's going on this week, but I've used that a lot with people. So cool. Who else has got something they want to play with?
Well, with this week, Jaden, and I had a rough week myself. In fact, a really bad week for my body. So I felt like.
So can you say more? Because rough felt heavy, bad felt. Okay.
Just for the group, I have some digestive stuff, and my rectum gets contracted, and it felt like I was totally being attacked by synthetic. Right. It was that same definition of what you were talking about. You and Max did the corruption class call.
Right.
It felt that. I felt like I'd been sucked like 90% back into synthetic, and it was painful and contracted, and
right.
I have finally gotten some medicine, which is like, yay, had to get medicine. But it felt like I had been moving forward so much, and this was like a new layer of a new interruption or something to stop me.
Okay.
Is that read?
Yeah. No, that works. Yeah. So
like I'm completely not even me at all, or my body or anything. I feel like a little depressed.
Being felt that way, or body felt that way?
Being, body feels this way.
Yeah. So one of the things that I recommend to everybody is when you have body issues going on, separate your point of view from body's point of view and recognize who's having issues. When you own them, it makes it worse, and you have less control over it. Like there's less that you'll think of to do. Whereas, it's like when you're in the shit, it's like when you're like with a friend and they're in the shit, like you're like, well, I can probably help them out. That's what it's like when body and being are together and body's in the shit. I didn't deliberately pick that word, but it's like it works. It's totally appropriate. But being can be present to it and go, okay, so what's going on here? It's like, because if I follow my body into it, like if I let my empathic thing go into the body, and then there's 2 of us feeling like shit, and it makes it worse. I think that's what I'm reading on the. When you were saying I just had a really horrible week, it didn't totally read. I'm like, what is that? But if being follows body into sensation or into struggle, that'll do that. Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. That was kind of a sidetrack, but question I had for you is, have you had stool test and parasite check?
No, I have not.
Like not, when was the last time you had a parasite check, a stool test parasite for parasites?
I've never done that.
Run, don't walk, run to your local place where you would get that test done, and have a check for parasites. Like everything about what's going on reads big time parasite in my world. Okay. Because especially when you get attack and it's an internal attack, that's like, for me, how I experience it is like when I have parasites, they're in the system and they're throwing everything out of balance. And it almost feels like external forces can control the parasites or talk through the parasites or manipulate the parasites. When there's no parasites, there's less opportunity for external things to interfere with internal things.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Like a puppet show.
Yeah. Very much like that. Yeah. But I interrupted you. What else did you want to talk or go into?
No,
about
just
that?
It felt like some of your questions you all were asking this morning. I really appreciate when I really appreciate having this group to ask the questions that feels like it pushes it through. It's like, was body really even locally here? And it doesn't feel like that at all. It feels like it's been totally like, what? Yeah. Which I couldn't get good questions or answers or.
Yeah. Like when you've got any kind of digestive stuff that's weird, checking for parasites is kind of like a full parasite scan. They run, like, was one test that's got like 20 or 22. That's what it is here. I don't know what it is in other countries, but and then they have a second test that does a couple others, and it's they can tell you exactly what's going on, and they can even give you specific medicines that just take out. I would avoid any generic. Just take all these. Damn it! What are they called? Antibiotics. I would avoid that. But if they have specific ones to target specific parasites, ask body if that's useful, or look for a more natural way to do that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, cool. Who else has got a question?
I have a question.
Yeah.
I was looking at the Unit 9 or Module 9 in the 2015 Out-Create. And you got to this section, and it was like this big exploration about fractalization. And that section started with, it's like, before you engage your infinite body, was it a universal body? And then at some point did you invite your body into being an infinite being? But then it got kind of blurry for me when you got to the point where you asked how much desired percent of fractalization has your body completed when due to reach 1,000% at current rate of expansion. And I was like, what?
I honestly have no clue what that is. Without going back to the recording and tapping into that, I have no clue. That whole program I did like 100% intuitively, and there was just shit that showed up at my door that I have no clue where it came from. But it landed, and I'm like, wow, okay, well, I'll run with it. I'd have to tap. That's why I asked if you know the specific minute in that video. Like, I won't watch the whole damn video to find that one little piece, but
1.25.
1 hour and 25 minutes.
Yes.
Okay. Video 9. I'll take a look at it because it's interesting.
Okay.
9, 1 hour, 25 minutes. Okay, cool. Yeah. Let me take a look. Thank you. That'll be a to be continued thing.
Okay.
How did the thing
add it to the sheet?
Yeah. Because there are also things that, how do I say it? When I'm opening up something for the first time, there are some times where there are really tiny details that grab my attention for whatever reason they grab my attention, and I'll go into a lot of detail about it. But then down the road, when it's kind of like the rubber hits the road thing. Like when you use something over and over again, notice what actually seems valuable and what you just don't even hang on to anymore. And that whole piece doesn't even sound vaguely familiar to me. I'm like, really? Did I say that? Oh, it's not. I'm not surprised, but I don't know what it is.
Right. It definitely felt like a exploration in that it was kind of a newer awareness. And I was like, oh, okay, that was 2015. I wonder what's available now. So it
Yeah.
was just a
Yeah.
curiosity.
So it's one of the interesting things about the recordings, and it's the reason I leave them historical, is that there are some things that I've opened up that when I'm focused on a topic and I'm taking it apart, like in the mind calls, like I need to go back to some of the mind stuff. There's something going on with my mind that is like, okay, what is that? I know I've done it in the past, but I don't remember what it is. Or I don't know where to go with it. It's like there's detail that I'll get. Like there's a richness of detail that then down the road just doesn't seem as valuable. But going back to some of those old recordings, you can find when I open up something and you get the richness of diversity of information there. It's like, wow, what is all that? But down the road, it's like I keep whatever feels like mainstream, we use this all the time kind of thing. But I wanted to ask you, because you said that you were on the thing about connecting your body to being an infinite being, and then you got sidetracked. How does that feel to you now?
With it's been just like oh yeah, and my body is kind of like duh, like yeah, like yeah, I'm an infinite being. And it's like, and so it's been like this big curiosity, like, well, what do you know how to do, and what do you need? And if I gave the body everything that it required and gave it permission to get everything it required, what could we do then? So it's been like all these things just swirling and just fantastic conversations being had about it. And it's like this whole big universe of what the body can actually do. Because I've been getting that awareness. No, it could do more. It could do more. It's like, it's so much limitation. And that whole thing has opened up. But I will say, kind of going back to Lori with the all the gut stuff, I get that it's like total manipulation. Like they've taken a little something and it's like ventured out to like all of this other stuff. But I also get that once a lot of that is cleared up, like this crazy amount of awareness, and it's just gonna burst loose. So I'm excited. I'm like,
cool.
Bring it on, baby.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah.
Cool.
Thank you.
So one thing about the body perspective that I want to re-anchor for everybody, but it's like there's a process that being goes through to become aware, and there's a process that the spirit of your body goes through to become aware. And there are times where, like for me, my being became aware first, and my body was like out to lunch. And my being was, I reached a place where I couldn't go any further because all of my things were body things, and it required more awareness. And I've been working on awareness for most of my life. Like body almost started out in this reality as being like really dense and almost like I had difficulty even feeling things. Couldn't tell you where, I closed my eyes, I couldn't tell you where my arms were in space, where my body parts are in space. Like there was just not a lot of awareness. And I've worked on that with my body. Then I've watched other people who their body is really aware and their being is out to lunch. And I guess the point that I want to make is, where, let's try it this way. On a scale of 1 to 100, is this useful this way? Well, let's just do clearing. So what is all the unknowable, unspeakable, unseeable, untouchable, undetectable, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation cloaking, where Nikki's man's booby traps, covert, unseen, unacknowledged, undisclosed energies and frequencies around all this? Oh, and in the pile. And everything from down below, back behind, up above, way up front, left, right, inside, outside, everything remaining. Can we shrink all that down to less than nothing?
Yes, I choose that.
I choose that. Boo. Vaporize. I hesitate to do this because I don't want to. Okay, so I'm just going to give you a caution. Don't hold these numbers as being real or true or solid. Like you could be having like an off day, and I'm going to ask for how aware is your body, how aware is your being. And I'm looking to compare the two and just to see if it may give you reference, but don't use it against yourself. use it to your advantage, however you use it. Like, don't beat yourself over the head. I'm only 50%. Well, because you could be in a weird space right now and say you're only 50%. Like, well, who cares? Like, and you may only be seeing this much of the scale, and there could be way more. You could be only seeing, like, so don't, we're just using it to compare body with being at the moment. So truth, from how aware on just a generic scale of 0 to 100, 100 being fully aware and 0 being not aware at all, where does your body lie? At more than 50, less than 50?
I'm sorry, was that body or being?
I think I messed it up, actually. Let me say it again. Thank you. So where does being, we're just going to focus on being first, calling all being. So truth, being, on a scale of where is being lie in awareness? More than, less than 50 or more than 50?
I'd like to say more than 50.
That feels light. Yeah. So or is it around 50? What feels lighter? Less than 50, around 50, or more than 50?
Get like, it goes 60, 65, 60, 65,
Yeah.
60, 65.
Yeah, I get, yeah, that's what I get too. You're above 50. Okay, so so truth, where is your body on a scale of 0 to 100? Is it more than 50? Is it less than 50?
I get 55.
Feels heavy. So is it, so did you get more than 50 or do you get less than 50?
I get less than 50.
Okay, so let's do what is all the unknowable, unspeakable, unseeable, untouchable, undetectable, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation, cloaking, Wernicke's man, booby traps, covert, unseen, unacknowledged, undisclosed energy frequencies around all this, and in the pile, and down below, back behind, up above, way up front, left, right, inside, outside, everything remaining, body, planet, let that go, not you, not yours, never was yours, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Whew. And can we shrink all that stuff down to less than nothing?
Yes, I choose
Yeah,
that.
I choose that. Boo! Big breaths. We're sending out. And what are all the entities, the monsters, creatures, coalition aliens, reptilians, parasitics, beings, doings, gods, non-contributive energies and frequencies here, pre-tag, pre-caps at all, where were we then are created, assembled, modified, gilded, sourced at their inception, insertion, freeze, tap down, trace, scan, ideal, all. And can we banish all these energies?
Yes, I choose it.
Yeah, I choose it. Out. Banish, out. And everything that we and the planet agreed we'd do for them, they agreed they would do for us, was the benefit of engaging them, not the benefit of, can we just try and create all those? Yeah.
Yes, I choose that.
Resend, invoke, you can't reclaim big price. No void, no void, no void. There we go. And out, banish, out, banish, oh yeah, that got lighter. Out, banish, banish. Wow. Feel a difference there?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, cool.
It's like as you were going, I was writing down numbers, and it was like, oh yeah, it kept changing.
Yeah, I can feel something was wobbly there.
Yeah.
And so, so for body, truth is more than 50, less than 50?
Body less than 50.
More than 25, less than 25?
More than 25.
Say the other one.
Less than 25.
Less than 25 at the moment. More than 15? Less than 15? Or around 15?
Around 15.
Around 15. Okay. So, and so on another question that we could ask that could be even more useful is, on average, let's say average over the last month, where let's look at being in body again. So we're looking at right now, you had like, what was it?
60 being and 15 body.
15 body. Okay. So let's say on average over the last month, which this is probably more accurate or more useful. So for being, more than 50, less than 50,
More than 50.
more than 75, less than 75,
I get about 75.
about 75. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And for body, on average over the last month, truth.
It's been a rough month for body.
Say it again.
It's been a rough month for body. December.
So you want to go back? You want to go back a month?
Yes.
Okay. So November.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So let's look at November. So that is lighter. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for November, for body, is it more than 50? Is it less than 50?
For body, I still get less than 50.
Yep. More than 25, less than 25?
About 25.
About 25? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that feels light. Yep. Okay, so that gives you so the reason I'm doing this, and again, don't grab any of this
right
and kind of abuse yourself with it, but it shows you what you want to lean into as far as who needs more support, being or body. So for you specifically, I would say you want to spend a lot of time witnessing your body and not following your body into the things, the challenges, and coaching your body to clear and become more aware. Is that a foreign concept, or is that like, well, yeah, that's what I do anyway kind of concept?
Maybe a little foreign, but also body realms keep coming up.
Okay, what about body realms?
It's like, do I need to visit the body realms?
Well, you don't visit it. You bring body there.
The body. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let me do that because this is a conversation that we had online. I'm not sure that everybody heard that, but you dug up from the archives, from the deep archives, 2015, volume 9, I think.
Yep.
And it was about the body realm. So let's do expansion. So allow yourself to connect to the authentic symbiotic planet as it actually is. Whew. Sweet. And allow yourself to expand to encompass the entire planet. Authentic planet. Symbiotic. There you go. And expand to bigger than the solar system, including up above and including down below and including way out front. And just go around any weird stuff, just flow around it like water. Yep, there we go. And back behind. And to the left, you go around all this stuff. And to the right, just flow around all this stuff. And expand to bigger than the solar system in all directions, including down. Yeah, it's funny. Here is where I can tell body's having problems. Let's expand a couple more levels and then we'll clear. So allow yourself to expand to bigger than the universe in all directions. Including up, up. Double that, double that, double that, double that, double that, all the way. Yep. And everything that's in the way there, all the piles of crap, can we put all that in the pile?
Yes,
I choose that. Another way to do that, grab it all, is like intend to grab the whole thing, rotate it 90 degrees, and then put it in the pile. Something about rotating it like gives you the mass of all that just in the pile. And then expand down below and just flow around all this stuff. Yeah. And grab all this stuff down below, rotate it all 90 degrees, and put all that in the pile. Bulldozer. Wow. And now expand back behind and flow around all that stuff. And grab all that, rotate it 90 degrees, in the pile. Wow. And expand forward. Wow. And flow around all that stuff. Grab all that, 90 degrees, in the pile. Wow. And on the left, flow around all that stuff, all the way, double that, double that, double that, double that. That's about 60%. Double that. Here we go. 80%, double that. 90, 92, double that, double that, double that. Oh, there you go. Yep. And grab that whole pile of stuff, rotate 90 degrees in the pile, and body, let that go. And flow around the right. I know it's blurry, a little clear. And flow around all that stuff. And back behind that, we're at about 20%. Double that, double that, double that. 30, 50, 60, 70, 85, 90, 85, 88. Double that, further, further, further. Yeah, all that. And then grab that whole pile, rotate it in the pile. Bulldozer. Wow. And everything remaining in the pile, in the pile, in the pile. And body, planet, let that go. Not you, not yours. Never was yours, never was yours. Let it go, let it go, let it go. And can we shrink all that down to less than nothing?
Yes, I choose
Yeah,
that.
I choose that. Boo. Vaporize. Now, what's interesting is when I do this, and I'm just paying attention to you, Miriam. I'm not paying attention to everybody else. Like I'm hitting a membrane, like I'm expanding and I'm hitting a surface. And I've noticed periodically they do that with me. They'll encapsulate your reality. If you're getting too big and too powerful, they will sometimes try to encapsulate you, to contain you, and then they'll keep trying to shrink that down smaller and smaller and smaller over time until you're an absolute wreck, and then they're happy. But can you feel that? Like it's like
yeah.
Okay. So this is where laser fingers come in, like big blowtorch, intense cutting, like a cutting torch, and just kind of perceive the edges of that container and just use your cutting torches and just cut. You're going to cut it right in half. And then I go faster. And hotter 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 until it burns all the way through, and this whole section or one of the sections just falls over. And then we'll take that section. Did you feel something fall over?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. And then just shrink that down to less than nothing. And then step out of the other section, so you're outside of it, and shrink all that down to less than nothing. And sometimes I have to do it from two different directions. And vaporize anything remaining. And now allow yourself to expand to bigger than the universe. Wow. Feel the difference there?
Yeah.
Wow.
Don't
And
contain me.
yeah, there's another one too. There's another container because I don't
today.
feel full expand. And allow yourself to expand to bigger than the multiverse. Yeah, it ain't going. Okay, so allow yourself to perceive this other container. Do we use fun? Do we use a cutting torch? Fun.
Machete. What do we do?
So what would be, so let's do the, and I want to point it out as being on the sheet here. I'm going to do share.
Singing machetes.
I like that. Okay, yeah. So what I'm looking at here is this. Is this a magical construct? And it feels like a magical construct. Like I bump into it and it's like, it feels really serious. Like This is impenetrable. There's no way you can ever change or destroy this. Vaporize all you want. And it's like, I don't even try that. I just, okay, so what would be something that's fun or playful way? And we want something that sounds silly, and Miriam's the perfect person to
Gold singing machetes, and they're singing Queen's Don't Stop Me Now.
Okay, let him loose. Oh, there's a lot of shreds. And how do we want to clean all that up?
Sonic boom.
Sonic boom. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Whoa. And that kept echoing. You heard that? It just like it kept going. I'm like, sweet. Okay. I love that. Okay. So
you
now
have another one?
I don't know. Let's see if we have another layer. So allow yourself to expand to bigger than the universe. Wow. And bigger than the multiverse. There you go. Yep. And bigger than the beyondverse. Whew. And beyond that, beyond that, beyond that, beyond all that. Wow. And bigger than the infinite realms. And allow yourself to connect into your infinite being. And you're kind of doing that internally, you're not doing it externally. And invite your body to connect into the infinite planet. There you go. Now from this space, allow yourself to find the body realms. They're kind of hidden, but infinite being knows exactly where they are. Allow yourself to take your energetic body to the body realms. And when I get there, it feels like my body starts to get excited. And what it being immediately notices is there's a gate. And it's like, being is not allowed, only body's allowed. That may just be my personal limitation. If you can get in, go for it. But at this point, it's like, being, you can wait in the lounge here. Body, come on in. And allow body to go in. And I kind of experience it like a spa day for body. You know, it's like body does all kinds of really cool, whatever things body does. And then body comes back when body's done. That's and what I do is I just kind of leave body there. The spirit of body stays there. And then I just kind of come home and I go about my business. And then body comes home later kind of all glowing and having a facial or whatever bodies get in the body realms. So, but like bodies get upgrades and new tools and refreshers or reminders, or I don't know, bodies just seem to come back from body realms with more awareness and capacity than when I took them there in the beginning. So that's body realms. That's my thing. Did you have other questions about body realms?
No, but I'm like, why wouldn't I visit the body realms like once a month?
Why wouldn't you visit every day?
Every day.
What I do is anytime I think about it, or anytime body seems like off, and it's been like it's been like it keeps going off for some reason, I'll if I think about it, I'll take body to body rounds. And my body's like, yeah, and you don't do it enough. But you can go on your own, so don't be to me. Sorry, just having a conversation with my body. I used to be like, yeah, I'm sorry, body. Now I'm like, dude, you go yourself. Come on, you know where it is. Don't be ragging on me about it. We have a different relationship now.
You're familiar.
Yes, we're very familiar now. Yes, we're past the courting stage.
Okay.
Are hidden talents and things in the body realms more?
It feels light. Yeah.
What was that question? What did she say?
She asked, are there any talents that
Hidden
bodies
talents.
hidden talents that body can pick up in the body realms?
Mm.
To me, it's like a place where bodies do whatever bodies do that lets them, like bodies showed me, and it like, I can't make any sense of it. It looks like an energetic bath of many different rich frequencies kind of thing, where it's like body gets like nurtured and revitalized and just kind of comes back with being more of itself. That's my experience with it. Beyond that, my brain is like mush. I can't explain it. But does anybody else have questions about that? Because that's a new topic for this group.
Yeah. Yeah. I kept getting, when I read it, it was like swapping or upgrading parts. And I'm like, well, what parts you want to like upgrade? And I'm like, do we need it? do we need to hold it? Do we need to put it in like a little box somewhere just in case?
Yeah. Can I have a doggy bag?
Can you shrink wrap that?
Yeah, go please. Little plastic container. We'll take it home. I'll put it in the fridge.
So I have a question about body realms. So do you think that would increase the ability the capacity to communicate between body and being? Or do you think we're past that?
None of it read. What is all the unknowable, unspeakable, unseeable, untouchable, undetectable, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation, cloaking, Wernicke's men, booby traps, covert, unseen, unacknowledged, undisclosed energy frequencies around all of this, anything we've talked about so far? Whew, in the pile. Wow. Wow. And everything from down below, back behind, up above, way up front, left, right, inside, outside, everything remaining on the pile, body, planet, let that go, not you, not yours, not you, not yours, never was yours, never was yours, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. And can we shrink all that stuff down to less than nothing?
Yes, I choose
Yeah, I
that.
choose it. Boo! We're sending Wookiee, can't work on paper. And what are all the entities, demonics? That's what it is. What are all the entities, demonics, creatures, coalition aliens, reptilians, parasitics, beings, doings, gods, other non-contributive energies and frequencies,
Data streams.
Data streams, pre-tag, pre-caps at all. Where were we when all these energies were created, assembled, modified, gilded, sourced at their inception, insertion, creation, copy, clone, freeze, tap down, pre-tag, pre-caps at all? And what is everything we and the planet agreed we'd do for them, they agreed they would do for us? Was the benefit of engaging them not the benefit of rescindable, can't vaporize, null void, null void, null void, null. And can we banish all these energies?
Yes, I choose.
Yeah, I choose it. Oh, banish, banish. Oh, banish, oh, banish, rescindable, can't vaporize, null void, null void. Oh, banish, banish. Vaporize, banish, banish. Okay. So ask that question again, or those questions again.
It's like a million questions within my head. So if the body is visiting the body realms and it's being an upgraded or more of itself, would that automatically increase the communication between body and being?
That feels light.
Yeah. And it's like, can we, is there a great way, because you had some good questions on Home Play 9 about opening the body's capacity to communicate with body and being. And I was wondering if you had a quick and dirty, because this one, it was going like, what are all the projections, rejections, separations, expectations that eliminate body expression? Right.
So the question, the question is again,
would visiting the body realms open up communication?
Right, you asked that one, and we got a yes on that. But then you asked a secondary question.
Is there another quick and dirty? I don't know what it was. It's gone.
Okay. I don't get mental about it at all. It's like, okay, so it's easy for a guy. How do I? If I was talking to other guys, it's like you take your wife to the spa. Like you don't care what goes on there. Like it just doesn't matter what goes on there. They enjoy it and they love to do it and they come back feeling really good, and that's all we need to know. That's the guy point of view, okay? And that's the only point of view I can have. That's how it's not the only point of view I can have. It's the point of view I have about the body realms. It's like I drop body off there and I'm like, enjoy. They'll bring you back when you get, or like, let me know. I'll come pick you up, whatever. Just come on back home. Usually body just meanders back home. And I'm just like, ooh. And I just feel all of a sudden really good. And I'm like, wow, body's back. It's like, it almost feels like it's not my, the instructions that I got, it's none of my business what goes on. What goes on in the body realm stays in the body realm. You feel the lightness around that? Or is it just me? I don't know. That's the point of view that I was given when I started poking around in the point of view that you were in. It's like, well, what is this? And how does this work? And how can I maximize it? It's like, just drop off body and keep driving.
Is there a being realm? Is there a spa day for being realm?
It doesn't feel light, but I'm sure you could create one. I don't know. It's like, to me, connecting to my infinite being is kind of like that.
Got it.
I don't know. That does it feel light? Is like you could totally, if there's some place where. So, Truth, what is it like if you create a spa place for infinite being? What is it like if you do something else? What do you get?
I get. You can't.
Yeah,
You know,
that's kind of what it feels like. Yeah, like whatever if you want. Like, all right, have fun. Okay, yeah.
It's like everyday spa day for
exactly. There you go. Especially when
is there something better? Is there something better?
more.
Okay.
Yep. The other thing that I wanted to point out, because I noticed it, if you, for anybody, if you are looking to step into more of your power, you can reach a place where you kind of cross a line. How do I want to say it? You can start to draw to you entities that play in power, and they will keep pushing you more. And they'll push you into synthetic realms with power. So where am I trying to go with this? It was something I wanted to say about, so where's everywhere that we've, as an infinite being, pushed ourselves past an authentic space and have gotten into a fantasy reality that's synthetic? What are all the synthetic fantasy realities that we've crossed into or are connected to that we believe are authentic infinite being realities? That's what I wanted right there. And can we put all those in the pile for everybody?
Yes, I choose that.
Yeah, I choose that. Wow. And everything from down below, back behind, up above, way out front, left, right, inside, outside, everything remaining. Body, planet, let that go. Not you, not yours, not you, not yours. Never was yours, never was yours. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. And can we shrink all that down to less than nothing?
Yes, I choose.
Yeah, I choose that. Boo. And vaporize. And banishing. Did that clearing read for anybody?
Yes, for me, totally.
Cool. Okay.
For sure.
Yeah. Because I know I totally had that, because once I started to taste my power, I'm like, more. And then it started to get different. wasn't as clear, and then started to get strange, and then it started to get even weirder, and then I lost myself, and I'm like, all right, what just happened there? As many years ago, and it's like beings just took me into another reality and started having fun, not to my advantage. So, yeah.
Yeah, I know that. I can.
Been there, done that. Oh yeah.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah. Cool. I'm glad I'm not the only one who does that. So, anybody else got a question? Something they want to play with?
Just a quick question. So when you go to sleep at night, could you just call in for your body to go into those body realms? Do you find your sleep changes, or?
I wouldn't know. You'll have to let me know.
Okay.
I don't know that I've ever done it. Yeah, I don't know that I've ever tried that. I think there's a part of my mind that hesitated to try it because I know all the work that body does at night, but that I don't know that involves. Is the spirit of body doing that work? Is the body itself doing that work? I don't know. It's kind of like you're getting brainy, Jaden. Just like it just kind of gets tangly. I don't know. Play with it.
Okay.
What I do is whenever I get a new toy, and this is like, woohoo, new toy, like I'll use it in every way I can think of using it. And then in that process, I find, okay, yeah, that's not useful, and that's not useful, and that's, but I like that one, and I like that one, and I like that one. And that's kind of how I explored with everything. Like when I first learned about clearing agreements, I looked for every place I could do to clear agreements, and I found lots of them, by the way. And it's like every one of these tools, I do the same thing. I apply it everywhere I can and see what new angle, what new thing can I do with it, what can I find, and that's how I find a lot of cool shit. So do play.
Yeah, that sounds great. Because even working out, I want to try different things. So,
Ooh.
yeah.
Ooh. That's interesting. Even my body's like, wow, okay. Yeah. Cool. Go play.
Yeah,
Let us know what you find.
Woohoo, thanks.
Yeah, cool. Who else got something?
Well, something came up this week. I mentioned it in Max's class.
Mm-hmm.
The mitochondria, can it get, in a question, mitochondria have alien technology embedded in it, in plants?
Wow. That would be a yes.
Because there's even more mitochondria. Yeah, our brain and everything. Billions of them. There's more. There's more than one mitochondria. Did I get it all messed up? Okay.
So Lori, your signal is way off. Something's wonky with your signal.
Okay.
Like you're breaking up.
Okay.
So you'll have to repeat what you said. It feels clear now. Yeah.
Okay. What I said is that there's the mitochondria, there's billions and trillions of mitochondria.
Right.
Yeah. That's all I said.
Oh, okay. Got it. Cool. Okay. So what percent of so you said have, how did you word it? Alien technology?
Implants. Yeah. Technology implants directly into the mitochondria.
Wow. So what percentage of the mitochondria in the body have alien technology or alien implants of any kind?
It seems like a lot, 90%.
Is that what you're reading for you?
Let's see. There was just a big burst of energy, so
Right.
put a number on it didn't seem relevant.
Because I get more than 10, less than 10, more than 5, 6, 7, 7%.
Cool. Oh,
But it has, so what is all of that? And receive?
oh.
And what can we do with all of that? And receive? And how can we change that to our local advantage? And receive?
Let me see. Feels like laser to sear it out again.
Oh,
Like
I see.
laser.
As a, okay, got it. I just had downloads. I didn't have any information on it. Right. Yeah, like was that for you attached to some issue or some concept, or just kind of a, it was just kind of a concept, or?
It's just a concept. It just seemed, it was a question that came up. I read something and it said the mitochondria, and it felt like all of a sudden it had huge interference in it.
Yeah.
That's how it came.
Yeah. Cool. Okay.
Cool.
Yes. Yeah, I don't feel personally like there's anywhere to go with that at the moment. I
Okay.
kind of log it in the, that's a piece of something. What else is going on with that? The whole tech body thing, there's a novel that I'm reading at the moment. Let's see if I can actually, where's Kindle? That is like wrapping my brain around, it's called Earth Force 1, where, and it's fascinating, and I may actually encourage other people to look at it, but it's the concept that as all races, the way the universe evolves species is that it will, at some point in the evolution of that species, as they move into tech starts to come to them, like external tech, like universal tech. And what happens is the tech starts to, think of it as like nanotechnology, micro pieces of computing, or let's say nanobots or nanotechnologies, but they're almost invisible, start to come in, and you take them into your body, and they start to assemble in your body and start to activate new systems. They start to bring things online. You start to become more aware. You start to gain more functionality. You start to heal rapidly. You start to auto body repair, like just all kinds of cool things start to happen. If it's done, and it's supposed to happen slowly and naturally, and what you experience is just stepping into more of the potency of you and more of the awareness of you. But if it's done too quickly, some bad things can happen. And this story is about a scenario where things are done too quickly and bad things, and the humans are kind of untangling it all. And it's a fascinating read. But the concept of, as you become as a species becomes aware and technological, the universal tech comes to meet you and carries you to another level by integrating you technologically. So you integrate technology along with the biology. And it's not a doomsday thing. It's a means of evolution. It's a natural, in that story, it's a natural means of evolution that all species in the universe go through. And I was like, it really has my awareness or brain stretched on this concept of integrating technology, because we're definitely doing something about integrating technology, and it's like, I don't know. Anyway, that's a sidetrack. But what is all the unknowable, unspeakable, unseeable, untouchable, undetectable, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation, cloaking, Wernicke's commands, booby traps, covert, unseen, unacknowledged, undisclosed energies and frequencies around all this? And all that in the pile. And what is everything we decided all that stuff means that it doesn't mean? And in the pile. And what is everything we decided it doesn't mean that it actually does mean? And in the pile. Wow. And all the decisions, judgments, conclusions, computations, projections, expectations, rejections, separations, form, structure, significance around all this, and in the pile. And everything from down below, back behind, up above, way out front, inside, outside, left, right. And body, planet, let that go, not you, not yours, never was yours, never was yours, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. And can we shrink all that stuff down to less than nothing? It's where somebody unmutes and goes, yes,
I choose that.
Yeah, thank you. Vaporize. We're sending book. You can't look at vaporize. Out. It's easy to get caught in one polarity of any topic. And for instance, this planet promotes the polarities of technology is a good thing and technology is a bad thing, but it's easy to get caught in the technology is a bad thing. So it's like any topic that I engage, I'll play with this question. What's right about, let's say, I'll just say, what's right about technology that we're not getting and receive? And just kind of get a sense of the volume of information while you're receiving. So it's like, that's new information that you're requesting. And what's not right about tech that we've not been getting and received? And what do you notice about the difference between those two piles of receiving?
That it was more on the we're not getting.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow,
I got
okay.
a lot on that we're not getting.
Oh, okay, cool. Then maybe I've played a lot in that side. Because I get like next to nothing in what we're not getting. Like what's wrong about technology. I get next to nothing. And I get tons about what's right about technology.
Yeah.
That I'm not getting. Anybody else? What side do you get that on, more or less?
More on the right side.
Okay.
That it.
Anybody else?
The information about what's not right was heavier, a little glumpier.
And what was the volume?
Little less. What's right about it was enormous.
Okay. Got
Much
it.
more.
Okay. Anybody else?
Little.
I got, for me, it was a little bit of both, well, a lot of both.
Okay.
I was judging it inappropriately, or that there just was, there was a lot of distortion in it.
Right. Right. And you're viewing the information. It's best done to clear all the fixed points of view first. We didn't actually go through all that. And then it's a little bit clearer what the information is. So let's do, what are all the fixed points of view that we have around technology?
Yeah.
Whew. What is everything you're aligning and agreeing with? You and body that are aligning and agreeing with? What is everything that you and body are resisting and reacting to? And what is everything that you're defending for? And everything you're defending against? Wow. And then notice where the interference is. What is everything that you're righteous for? And what is everything that you're righteous against? And which one had more righteous for or righteous against?
Against.
Yeah, that's what I noticed. Yeah. And everything, all that is in the pile. And everything from down below, back behind, up above, way up front, left, right, inside, outside, everything remaining, all in the pile. And can we shrink, and body, planet, let that go, not you, not yours, not you, not yours, never was yours, never was yours. Can we shrink all that down to less than nothing?
Yes, I choose
Yeah,
that.
I choose that. Ooh. And vaporize. Send out all the entities, demons, creatures, coalition, aliens, reptilians, parasitics, beings, doings, gods. And can we banish all these?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
I choose it. Out, banish, out, banish. Everything we agreed, we and the planet agreed, they agreed was the benefit or value, not the benefit. Resend, book, you can't reclaim the price. Out, banish, out, banish, and there's no more there. Where were we when all these energies were created, assembled? Yeah, pre-tag, bring capsite, gilded, sourced, pre-tag, bring capsite. At their inception, insertion, pre-tag, print capsite, freeze, top down, trace, copy, clone, whatever the other ones, pre-tag, print capsite. And can we banish all these energies?
Yes, I choose that.
Oh, banish, out, banish, out, banish. There we go. Yeah, that got clear. Out, banish. So I'll often look, it's like, so where's interference pushing? Well, interference in my pile of stuff there was righteous against. So it was wanting me to be against technology. And that aligns also with when I was receiving, like, what have I not been paying attention to? What have I not been getting? Like, what's right about this? What's not right about this? When I compare those two, those align too. And like, I'll notice those patterns. It's like, okay, so interference is trying to do this. It's trying to have me in this point of view. So is there a benefit in exploring the other point of view? And that's actually the reason I'm deliberately exploring the point of view of, like, what's right about technology. Also partially because Max and I did a whole bunch of sessions looking at biotechnology and clearing manipulation and interference, and we found a lot of beneficial biotechnology that was already in the body that we couldn't account for. That it was like, so allows us to perceive what is all the biotechnology that you currently already have in the body. So what is all the biotechnology that you currently have in the body? Just allow yourself to perceive that magnitude of that space of that. And then what percentage of that is functioning to your disadvantage? And what percentage of that is functioning to your local advantage? And which is more?
Local advantage.
Anybody else?
Disadvantage. It was meant to be good, but it got disrupted.
So you perceive there's disruptions there.
Yeah.
Something feels squirrely. So how much is that your local point of view, and how much is that someone or something else's distant or foreign point of view?
Local feels heavy.
Right. So allow yourself to perceive all the distant or foreign. Pre-tag, pre-encapsulate, freeze, top down, and who or what source that, and source that, and source that, and all the sources behind that. Pre-tag, all those. Pre-tag, pre-encapsulate, freeze, top down, trace, scan, ideal. And can we banish all those energies?
Yes.
Yeah, I choose that. And out, banish, out, banish, and everything that we and the planet agreed, they agreed was the benefit, not the benefit of that vapor, stick by null void. Resend book, you can't work on vapor, out, banish, So truth, how much of the biotechnology in your body is to your disadvantage, and how much of the biotechnology in your body is to your local advantage?
Now there's way more local advantage. Yeah. Cool.
So now that poses the question of, why is it in your body? How did it get in your body? And if it's to your advantage, is it something that the matrix put in there? Well, so how much is it something that the matrix put in there? And how much is it that's come in through the organic symbiotic planet?
Cool.
What do you got?
More of the symbiotic, the organic.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, doesn't it make your brain go, what?
Yeah.
So there's technology that's coming in through the authentic planet. It's biotic and it's symbiotic. Well, what is that? And that's what this book, Earth Force, book 1, is talking about. That exact thing, the process of biology, technology integrating into the biology, but they're showing it in hyper time and they're creating drama about it. But just the concept is like interesting. It doesn't totally answer it, but it opens up what else is possible for me. It's like, okay.
Well, it's almost like a point of view that technology can only come from something bad, and that biotic, like the biotic planet is not capable of it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And that it's never been capable of it, and that it never existed before, which all of that I get not true.
Yeah.
And it's like if consciousness is constantly expanding, why wouldn't biotic technology constantly expand?
Yeah. Well said. And it's things where when I look at remember we looked at the diversity, the concept of diversity on the planet. And when one of the things, when I look at the diversity and, this is going to ruin the video. Oh, damn it. Okay. If I make the screen too big, it destroys the video. Oh, well. That when you look at this broccoli, like how much does that look like technology? Have you ever seen this in a grocery store?
Not this.
Serious. This is actually in the grocery store. This is in the high-end produce section. Like Whole Foods might have this, or some of the more higher-end whole food, natural food stores. This is actually broccoli. That is fractal broccoli. It's Romanesco broccoli. This is actually a real thing. It actually grows. I wonder if they show the plant. Well, I don't know. I don't see pictures of the plant, but that's what the head of broccoli looks like. Or not broccoli, cauliflower? No, it's broccoli. Yeah, that's what it looks like. And it's like, what is that? Oh, so here's the. It's not zoomed in enough, but yeah, that's probably not going to help. No. Oh, that's what the plant looks like anyway. It's like that to me is the planet integrating technology. Like that just feels like technology to me. Anyway, I look at that just feels like technology. I'm like, whew, okay. So what is this? And receive. Wow. And what can we do with this? And receive. Wow. And how can we use this to our local advantage? And receive. When I look at this, this is evidence that technology is already integrating into the biology of this planet. And I've seen other things that point to this as well. This one always jumps to my brain because it's so stark. It's so like, wow. So just food for thought. Any questions on that?
Yeah, it reminds me of the, I just had the name, that beautiful flowers, the
Orchid?
show. Yes, the orchids, yes, thank you. Yes, that take all those forms. it's like the broccoli adapts the things around them, technology around them. Is that something possible? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And there are other plants and trees
Yeah,
that
yeah,
that have a very almost like an eerie symmetricalness about them that seems like, whoa, that's really wild.
yeah.
That doesn't match what you would consider natural, yet it clearly is.
Yeah. Sound
Yeah.
can have those patterns too, right? If you
What?
put salt and salt on a plate and then expose the plate to certain frequencies, then they also make this
Yeah.
totally
Yeah.
strange pattern. Yeah,
Yeah.
I lost the word. The word
Yeah.
you said.
Yeah. I don't.
Geometric. Yeah.
I don't remember the word either, but yeah, they
Yeah.
they can take any kind of particles and put them. Often they put them on a speaker, and then they induce different sounds, and
Yes.
you almost always get geometric patterns, but at certain sounds or certain frequencies, it goes from just a geometric pattern into a fractal pattern, an intense fractal pattern. That's like, whoa! It's startling. Yeah.
Yes.
There's and that's a like, so what is that? And receive.
Exactly.
And what can we do with that? Receive. And how can we use all this information to our local advantage? And receive.
Oh yeah. Cool.
So in my perception and way of exploring the world right now, the point of view that I'm exploring in is there's no doubt to me that technology is integrating with biology on this planet. And you can see it happening through humans, and I get a sense that it's also happening through the organic nature, the organic structure of things here. Like, we'll start to see things just start happening. I can't say it that way. That there's multiple layers of this. It's not just happening from humans imposing it on biology, but it's also coming through biology towards humans, and it's meeting us, or it's going in two directions, or it's actually coming through biology through the humans and becoming manifest. Like, there's some bigger something around technology that's happening. And what is that? That has me curious and fascinated and asking questions. So that's my play.
It's in that
Jaden?
lifespan.
Say that again.
In the lifespan book that I was reading about, where he was saying we could live, longer. He was saying, those like Fitbits that people put on. He said those watches were going to get more, where they could even detect like, oh, you need more protein right now. You need more sugar. You need to sleep this, and like monitoring our bodies so that we're in sync.
Yep. And truth, how much does your body already have a monitoring diagnostic system built into it?
Yes.
You feel that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And how much do you currently access that or have access to it? And how much is it possible for you to access or gain access to it?
Wow.
This is another place where I've been asking questions. It feels like there's that we should have access to it and will have access to it, but there's also an interference. And I was looking at like so what is all the interference that's in the way of us accessing our internal diagnostic system, our body's native, built-in, authentic, biotic diagnostic system? Wow. And everything that's in the way of us accessing that, I just got a lot of information, but everything that's in the way of accessing that, can we put that in the pile?
Yes.
Yeah, I choose that. And what is all the unknowable, unspeakable, unseeable, untouchable, undetectable, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation, cloaking, Wernicke, Sman, Booby-Chaps, covert, unseen, unacknowledged, undisclosed energy frequencies around all this? Whoa. And can we put all that in the pile?
Yes, I choose
Yes.
that.
Yeah, I choose that. And everything from down below, back behind, up above, way out front, from the left, from the right, inside, outside, everything remaining. And body, planet, let that go, not you, not yours, never was yours, never was yours. Let that go, let that go, let that go, let that go. Wow. And can we shrink all that down to less than nothing?
Yes, I choose that.
Woo! Big breaths. Within book, you can't reclaim vaporizing by no volume, no way. And what are all the entities, demonics, creatures, coalition, aliens, reptilians, parasitics, beings, doings, gods, and other energies that are in any way blocking or obstructing or preventing us from gaining access, having full access to our body's authentic diagnostic system? And freeze, top down, trace, test, and all their networks, hive, civilizations, universes, and all their customers, clients, shareholders, stockholders, board of directors, including all the ones that are hidden, cloaked, seemingly inaccessible, or yet to be identified, pre-tagged, pre-encapsulated, freeze, top down, trace, test, scan, ideal, where we, when all these energies were created, assembled, pre-tagged, pre-encapsulated, modified, gilded, pre-tagged, pre-encapsulated, sourced at their inception, insertion, pre-tagged, pre-encapsulated, creation, copy, clone, freeze, step down, pre-tag, print caps at all. And can we banish all these energies?
Yes, I choose that.
Yeah, I choose that. And out, banish, out, banish. And everything that we and the planet agreed, they agreed was the benefit or value of engaging them, not the benefit or value, rescind book, you can't reclaim, vaporize, by no void, and out, banish, out, banish, out, banish. Wow. Wow. That's where often where they're created, assembled, modified. Like you start to look at assembled and modified, and it's like, well, what in the universe is assembled and modified? Well, if there's a technological thing going on, then there's an assembled and there's a modified. Okay. Out, so what awareness, energy, and frequency can we in our bodies be to connect to and use to our local advantage our body's native self-diagnostic system, our body's native diagnostic system, and receive. Receive to your local advantage. Wow. And what else is now possible? And receive. Wow. And what else is now possible? And receive. And I just had another interesting point of view that I've been playing with the last couple of days, is that in this book, and it's this video game genre paradigm thing, that the people, as they wake up to technology, they're finding that it's kind of like a video game in a way, and not at the same time, but it's similar to a role-playing game that video games will use. And as one of the only ways that they can up level, become more aware, is to terminate the existence of the energies that are on the planet or in their reality that are corrupted. And every time they terminate those energies, they gain a little bit of experience points and a little bit of capacity, and every so often they'll jump up a whole level. And so basically the only way that they can become aware and more powerful and gain more skill is by exterminating corrupted energies. And I thought, gosh, that sounds an awful lot like what we're doing with banishing stuff. I just couldn't help but seeing that. I'm like, so truth, do we gain things do we gain skills or capacities by banishing entities and clearing corruptions from the planet?
Yes.
I
Or
get that we do.
something else?
I get both. I think yes, we do get more because more of them are out of the way and we can expand more into all that we are. And we can ask for more that we would like to be. And I get that there's something else that's equally as yummy and delicious.
Ah, yes, and receive that. And what else is that? What is that something else? And receive. Because I get that it's a limited paradigm, it's a limited way of looking at it, but I do notice that people who actively manage their reality by kicking out the corrupted energies seem to step into their power and clarity more than those who are more lounge chair, and they might participate during a call once in a while, but they don't do it on their own. And it's like, or they don't participate at all. Like they don't seem to up level. They seem to kind of stay where they're at. Well, it's just an interesting point of view that I have, but.
Yes, it also ties into the ask and you will receive and manifestation and all that kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
You level up yourself bit by bit. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Makes
I mean,
sense to
just
me.
by the sheer number and diversity of things that we ask questions about, all the weird shit that we look at, like you can't help but become more of something. I don't know what it is, but definitely more of something. Yeah. Anybody else got questions or interesting things to explore? Or?
I just have feedback on that, on everything we just did about technology. Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay.
Clearly.
I had, that subject came up for me like 6 months ago, and this just digs into it because I wasn't sure if it was synthetic technology or if it was symbiotic to my local advantage. So that gave me a lot of clarity.
That feels light. That feels light.
Yeah. It was more like, well, wait, is this shit or is this something I can use? So that's great.
Yeah. Because the further that Max and I dug into the biotechnology and the body component, like the part that was connected to the matrix or was adulterated in any way, corrupted, was like less than 1% or around 1%. And all the rest was authentic symbiotic. And I was like, damn, okay, so what is that? Yeah. What is it for? Interesting.
Yeah, because whoever thought of it actually being to your advantage? It's all, we've been so programmed, oh, this is gonna fuck with us, that I would never have. I mean, it kind of glimpsed in, and every once in a while I'd ask my nanotechnology to help me, and then I go, oh no, maybe I'm not supposed to do that. So, you know.
No, I might have did it wrong.
Yeah.
I'll now be taken over. Ah, yeah. Well, if anybody is interested in exploring this topic more, again, I think it's called Earth Force, Book 1.
Yeah.
And let's see if I know the name of the artist. Shemer Kuznets. Okay, whatever. Shemer Kuznets. Yeah, that's what it looks like. I don't know. It has my attention. I enjoy it. And I mean, they're just basically running around shooting aliens and upgrading their technologies. But just the thoughts and watching, it's like I can't help but shake like there's something there. I'm like, what is that? Okay. So it's more like, how can we play with it now? Like, how can we use what we have now without pushing things into anything uncomfortable or anything that's a beyond? How can we play with things now to our local advantage and receive? and to the planet's local advantage? What is everything that we can play with that's technologically or biotechnologically related in the planet that we can now play with to our local advantage and receive? Ooh, there's information there. Wow.
It feels like to let it come in on an organic, relaxed level,
Yep.
not our like
Not to push it.
frenetic push.
Yep.
It's like relax, receive it, enjoy it, let its wisdom, its knowing, handle things and shut up.
Very, very wise. Oh, wise one. Yes, I agree. That's what it feels like. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hey, Jaden.
Yeah.
I kind of get that. Where did we come from technology? And kind of like what we've said, the definition of it has been so bastardized that we've made it wrong, and that it's this bad thing.
Mm-hmm. So what was the first part of that again? Say that in different words.
Like, how much have we come from technology?
Oh, wow. And receive. Where's everywhere that we have come from technology and receive? It's kind of like wrong question. It's close though.
Or there's something about the definition of it that we're not seeing or getting.
Yeah. It's interesting in that I explored for a good bit of time and even found benefit in clearing around simulations. Like that's even to the point where in the back to me, it's just kind of found a home there. Simulations. What are the simulations that you're a part of or in? And that cleared a lot of stuff for me. The first X number of times running that, I just kept finding tons of stuff on simulations. And it's like the concept that we're in a simulation or inside of a computer program or some kind of simulated reality isn't too much of a stretch. Like it's like, yeah, okay, I could kind of imagine that. Yet when you poke at reality, you don't, I see both sides of it. When I've explored with certain psychedelics, it clearly seems like we're in a simulation. And other things, it's like, no, this feels really, really solid. But there's still some depth to that. Yeah. So what is that? And receive. And how can we use all of this to our local advantage and receive? And if we were playing with all of this stuff, what play would now be possible and receive? Because I think that's what I'd like to be doing is playing with stuff. Like having fun trying new things or exploring with cool things that maybe aren't available yet but aren't alien technologies, but are authentic technologies, our biotic technologies.
Yeah, and that seems much wider than alien stuff.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, the alien seems like it's
they want us to think otherwise.
Yeah.
And where are we more biotically, technologically advanced than we think we are?
Yeah, and receive. Wow.
Yeah, that's nice.
Wow. Wow.
And are there simulations that are to our local advantage? Or are they all synthetic?
With the biologic technologically advanced, I can't even say it, but it's almost like, they were saying that the Native Americans couldn't see the ships because they weren't aware of what a ship was. And I kind of get the sense that we're here, we're advanced, we have the know-how, but it's like we haven't seen it, so we can't quite recognize it, but we can sense it and we know it's there. So it feels like it's something new. And it's not new, but it is up leveling, like we're up leveling.
Yeah. Yeah. The analogy that I love that encompasses it is, do you remember when you were young and you looked at the television set, and even in the older televisions, and depending on how far back you go, they like, I remember black and white ones, and I didn't recognize that it was made up of little dots until my face was like this close to the damn thing. Like, I couldn't see those dots. But then at a certain point, as the technology progressed and it got better and better and better, and the picture quality got better, you look at older televisions and you automatically see the dots. Anybody else ever notice that?
Yeah.
The concept is, they call it resolution. And it's like, I look at older PC monitors and I can't even use them. Like, they're just like, like I've got a double resolution monitor that's built into my laptop, and I can sometimes get a sense of the pixelization of that, but it's like they keep making television sets higher resolution and higher resolution. And it's like, you look at some of the new ultra OLED, I think it's called OLED televisions that kind of got a curve to it. It's like jaw dropping. It's like, wow. And that's just the price. No, I mean, the picture is jaw dropping. You're like, wow, it's like real. It's like, wow. And 5 years from now, we'll look at that technology and go, oh, how could we ever have thought that that was real? Like, it's so not true. Like, you look at older movies. You ever go back and watch older movies that you watched at one time and you thought was like, wow, that was so cool? It's like you see it in special effects. You look at the original Star Wars movie or something, you're like, wow, that's actually kind of crude. Or any of the original special effects, you're like, gosh, how did I believe that back then? Like, it's almost like we're becoming that. As you watch technology progress, we're also evolving with that and becoming more sophisticated. So we don't buy the older technology as real anymore. Like, you look at the older technology, you're like, I can't even look at that. Like no. Like, it just does, there's no part of you that believes that is real anymore. But you look at the newest technology, you're like, wow. Like, you get lost in it. We keep evolving to a higher precision. Like, we can't tolerate the precision that we used to have. We need a more refined precision. Like, that's the thing that I notice is, like, you can see the evolvement of humans in real time just by going to the movie theater or by looking at a television set. And it's like, wow, what is that? Like, it's our consciousness evolving to even more crispness and more realism and more clarity. And at the same time, it's taking us into a synthetic, an animation, or a very sophisticated computer-generated imagery thing. It's like, wow, yeah, I don't know. I don't know where to go. What is all the unknowable, unspeakable, unseeable, untouchable, undetectable? Unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation, cloaking, Wernicke's man, booby traps, covert, unseen, unacknowledged, undisclosed energy and frequencies. Oh, there's a lot in the last category. Around all of these topics that we brought up today. Woo! And in the pile. And everything from down below, back behind, up above, up front. Wow. From the left, from the right, inside, outside, everything remaining. And body, planet, let that go. Not you, not yours, not you, not yours, not you. Not, never was yours, never was yours. Let it go, let it go, let it go. And can we shrink all that stuff down to less than nothing?
Yes, I choose that.
Yeah, I choose that. Boo. Vaporize. And what are all the remaining entities, demonic creatures? We'll up level. Entities, demonic creatures, coalition aliens, reptilians, parasitics. We get more points. Freeze, tap down, pre-tag, encapsulate all, trace, scan, and all their networks, hive civilizations, more points. And all their customers, clients, shareholders, stockholders, and board of directors, more points. Yeah, pre-tag, encapsulate, freeze, tap down, trace, scan, and what is everything that we agreed we'd do for them, they agreed to do for us, was the benefit of not the benefit of vaporizing by null by no. And can we banish all these energies?
Yes, I choose
Yeah, I choose
that.
that. Oh, banish. Oh, banish. Oh, banish. And there's clingers on. So where were we when all these energies were created, assembled, pre-tagged, pre-encapsulate, gilded, sourced, pre-tagged, pre-encapsulate at their inception, insertion, creation, pre-tagged, pre-encapsulate, freeze, tap down, all. And can we banish all these?
Yes, I choose that.
I choose it. Oh, banish.
Get out.
Oh, resend, invoke, chemical claim, vaporize, null, void. Everything planet agreed, they agreed was the benefit, not the benefit. Resend, invoke, chemical claim, vaporize, null, void. Oh, banish. Oh, banish. Oh, banish.
Disconnect. Disentangle.
Wow.
Get the hell out.
And can you feel your point score going up right here? Ting, ting,
Yes,
ting.
there. Don't you hear the little
Yeah.
song?
Ting, 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 ting. Oh, I love it. It's so cool.
Golden machetes. Love it.
Yeah. Yeah. What did you call it? The what machete?
The golden singing machete.
Golden singing machete, of course. I can picture that.
Yeah.
Aladdin had one of those, didn't he? Or one of those characters?
No, he didn't have this one. He had another one. I have the up levels one.
Oh, right.
That one was so nice.
Oh, it was so. Can I borrow your machete from time to time, please?
Yes, I have extras.
I'll give it back. I may upgrade it if I use it accidentally, but
Do it.
it'll have new buttons on it and it'll do cool other things. But
Okay, one quick burning question.
Yeah.
Are we bestowing? I forgot the question. Are we bestowing, was it infinite? Are we bestowing expansive life on each other during these calls?
Ooh. Wow. I would say yes.
I would take that as a yes too.
Yeah, cool.
That feels right.
Mm-hmm.
That feels right. Absolutely. There's something about when we get together and we play together, when we co-create like this, that does, yeah, I feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Whee! I love it. I love it.
Could I ask?
Can you ask? I'd
Could
say
I
if
ask
it's
another burning question?
if it's burning, yes.
A burning question.
Yes.
Another question. Well, it's just a cell phone. Sometimes I always have felt that the cell phone is something we just put to our ear while we talk, because in our consciousness, we can actually talk that way. We just up this device to our ear. But is it that the cell phone is actually igniting our own technology? And some of these technologies that are outside of ourselves, is it just that it's igniting in our bodies rather, it's just kind of interesting. And with our makeup, we tend to want, human beings think things have to be outside of themselves, but at some point, will it be inside of ourselves? And just the consciousness of where my grandparents never thought you could even make a phone call to each other. And now it's like, what, you don't have your cell phone? And the fact that it's so like part of us now, like people can't live without their cell phones.
Yeah.
And anyways, just more to think about. It was just, yeah.
And actually, it's like when most people think about like being it inside of you, they'll think of it like chips implanted or something. But what if it's just who you are? The nature of who you are has that capacity to do that, and the technology is inviting the body into waking up to that. Is that the gist of what you're saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And possibly if it's awakening our own biotechnology. Yeah.
Mhm.
All of it. Both
Yeah.
and, you know.
Yeah.
It's just kind of it's
Yeah.
it's
It feels
exciting.
light. Feels light. And what else is now possible and received?
Well, that's not possible.
I'm sorry, I thought I was off mute.
I'm glad you weren't. Thank you for the entertainment, Miriam. It's delightful. I love it.
And mute.
Yay. And with that, I will bid everyone a good night. I know most of you it's morning, but for me, it's 11 o'clock. I'm going to bed.
Nighty night.
Good night.
Nighty night.
Thank
Good
you,
night.
everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
What's possible now?
Oh,
Appreciate
yeah.
it.
Sweet.